Hey folks, Chris Versace here from Tematica Research. It is Thursday, August 14th, and you've probably seen the July PPI report. If you didn't, I can simply tell you, boy, did it come in hotter than the market was expecting, both from a headline perspective and a core perspective, really no matter how you slice it. Headline and core PPI came in at 0.9% month over month, and the core PPI for July, hot 3.7%. Again, year over year basis. Headline 3.3%. Across the board, much hotter than what the market was looking for. But as we think about it, it just tells us that it's ever more important not only to follow the data. Remember, the market's been looking for multiple rate cuts, despite what we saw earlier this week in the core CPI ticking hotter than expected, but also again today. So we have to continue to follow the data, but we also have to make sure that we triangulate the data, not just focusing on any one particular data point that we may not like. And I say this because if we paid attention, and by we I mean the market, to the July ISM Services PMI and the prices sub-index, not only in July, which hit new high levels, but also over the last few months, we would have seen this building in price pressure, which companies have increasingly chalked up to tariffs. So in our view, when we step back and we think about the July CPI data, PPI data from this week, it's important to think that it's more likely than not going to lead the Fed, and by that I mean the speakers coming up over the next couple of days, and Fed Chair Powell next week when he speaks at the Jackson Hole Symposium on Friday, that it is likely to lead the collective group of Fed officials to say that, boy, we are going to need a little more time, a little more data to determine if this July PPI report was a one-off or the start of something more. And I think that includes wanting to see if there's any flow through to August and September CPI data. So expect that, and that could kind of disrupt the market during what is typically a seasonally weak month for the market. And yes, I mean that being August. Before we get out of here today, let's just talk about a couple favorable data points for some of our thematic strategies and models. On the AI model front, Cisco, they came out last night and they said that their AI infrastructure demand surged with record orders from web-scale customers exceeding $800 million in the June quarter alone. That brings a total to more than $2 billion for the trailing 12 months, easily surpassing the company's $1 billion target. Also this morning, we had Foxconn officially report their latest quarterly results. Remember, they do report monthly revenue. That has been very positive, but in discussing the outlook, the formal outlook for the current quarter, Foxconn said that its AI server revenue is expected to increase more than 170% year over year, with rack shipments growing threefold on a quarter-over-quarter basis. Those are some very nice and supportive data points for our AI model, but we have some others as well. If we take a look at the cash-strapped consumer strategy, when we look at the quarterly results and really guidance from Sweetgreen, Shake Shack, Chipotle, and as of yesterday, Kava, it's extremely clear that consumers are dialing back their spending. And that is also backed by recent comments from Visa showing weakening restaurant spending, and that comes out of their latest spending momentum index. At the same time, if we take a look at the really stellar July revenue report from Costco, it really paints a nice picture for the strategy that we have in place with the cash-strapped consumer. And finally, coming up on Friday, we do have the July retail sales report. It should be a very nice confirming data point for our digital lifestyle strategy, particularly given we expect to see an outsized move in non-store retail sales. That's wink, wink, digital shopping. No surprise, given that the month of July contained the extended Amazon Prime Day this year, and of course, all of those competing responses. So a lot of nice data points, but we'll continue to collect those data points. Be sure to check back in the next couple of days as we continue to share our insights, our thoughts, and much more.